everybody, so today I come to you with another completed corset, but this one is not for me, so I won't be modeling it today. Instead I just put it on this pillow here. This one is actually commissioned for Chelsea, and some of you might remember that Chelsea was the last woman who had won my last giveaway. Apparently she was impressed with my last corset, so she commissioned me to make another one for her. And so this one is custom made to her measurements. It has a 22-inch closed waist here. How I actually took her measurements, I took 5 different circumferential measurements. So the underbust, the lower rib cage, the waist, upper hips and lower hips. Since it is a long line underbust corset, I wanted to make sure that it fit her perfectly. Also, I took into account some other things that she had mentioned in one of her videos. So she said that she had a little bit of a protruding rib on her left side, so I had offset the bones here. Now I'll show you a close-up of this corset so you can see the features. Alright, so I'm just going to fly through all the features here. For the material, you can see that it's a very fine herringbone weave, black and white herringbone twill. And you can also see, if I put it on an angle and sort of move it, that it actually has a little bit of gold metallic thread in there. It's really, really pretty, and it goes well with the green satin. So yes, the twill is the fashion layer, and then it has a coutil interlining inside, and then on the very inside you can see that I lined it in the fern green satin, the same type of satin that I use for the boning channels and the binding. So the construction for this is pretty self-explanatory. You can see here are 2 panels that are stitched together, and that's actually top stitched right there. I didn't put any boning channels over this particular seam because it was too close to the busk, but you can see here over all the other seams I put in double boning channels. These boning channels were made out of the green satin, as I said before, and I fused that to a layer of coutil so the bones won't poke through. And then on the inside here, you can see that the lining is actually a floating lining, so you can sort of pull it away from the rest of the corset. And you can see how I did the binding here. It's machine stitched both on the outside and on the inside here. I finally perfected how to do that and also make it look neat on both the outside and the inside. So you can see that I just put the tiniest of top stitches right there. And that actually goes rather well with the rest of the corset because it matches like the top stitching on the very edges of the boning channels here. So that's the outside, and you can see on the inside here, there's just a little bit of a lip, but it's still pretty clean. And here you can see the Modesty panel. It's suspended on the laces here. Chelsea asked for the plastic canvas, so it's nice and sturdy, yet flexible, so it can conform to the contours of the spine, yet it's not going to wrinkle up on you when you try to lace up your corset. So I made the Modesty panel to match the rest of the corset so that it'll look pretty seamless, no matter how big the gap is. So it has the twill on the outside here, and you can also see that I put binding, the same green binding on the top and bottom right there. For the busk, I used a heavy-duty busk. It's 1 inch wide on each side with it did have 6 pins before. It was actually a 16-inch busk, but I had to cut it down to 13 inches, so I cut off one of the pins, and I had to you know, grind it down to the bench grinder and re-dip it and everything. So that was kind of an eye-opener. It was a little bit harder to cut stainless steel busk than I actually originally intended, but now I won't be afraid to do it in future commissions as well. And turning the corset on its side here, there are 20 bones total in this corset, so 10 on each side. The 8 here in the 4 sets of boning channels, those are 1/4 inch wide spiral steel boning. And then by the grommets here, I have a 1/2 inch wide spring steel bone on the outside and a 1/4 inch wide spring steel bone on the inside. And in the back here, you can see that I used size 0 grommets, 2-part size 0 grommets in the silver finish. I had given Chelsea the option to have either gold, silver, or black finish, and she chose a silver here. So there are 32 of them, 16 on each side, so that it'll give her a really nice even cinch all throughout the length of it. And even though I knew that it would have looked a lot prettier if I had given matching ribbon as laces in the back, I decided to give Chelsea some nylon shoelace style laces because they are more sturdy, they're more difficult to break, and they are also resistant to fraying. So Chelsea told me that she intends to use this for waist training, so these laces will hold up a lot better than some ribbon. So I hope you all enjoyed this little case study. Chelsea, I'm going to take this off the pillow now and send it off to you, so hopefully you should receive it in a couple weeks. I can't wait to see how it looks on you, and feel free to do a review on this to tell us all how it fits. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.